All right, what made it juicy? Can't tell you, dude. Yeah, loosen up. Let me make sure this isn't on the recording. All right, there we go. All right, so first things first, you guys know the deal. We're going to go ahead and just take a quick peek at your astrology charts for this week. Damn. All right. Astrology chart says you're fucked. All right. Let's see here. All right, so Tuesday we're gonna have ISM, or tomorrow we're gonna have ISM PM manufacturing PMI, JOLTS job opening on Wednesday, ADP non-farm employment change. Do I give a shit about any of this? No. Does it potentially make for a catalyst if the setup is clear? Yes. So that's what we're looking for. Tension going into this area would be nice. So we do have data going into our short 4-day week, which is important to remember. That being said, let's take a look at how futures are sitting. And so far, we can go ahead and draw a few lines in the sand. Now, sellers haven't brought this thing down any further, but obviously we are still very much underneath that 6,500 level. And that is basically what we're going to be looking at as the reversal back up. Now, I see pressure underneath, and you can see all the wicks. Zoom in here with me, folks, because this is the shit. Look at all these floor candle closes, bounces. This is the 6450 level. And if that is lost, the 4-hour will quickly let you know that basically through this small structure here, we would be looking down, and we would be looking probably down into the 6400s, which would make sense. So right now, the bias underneath for me, oh, look at that. Invite Shirley Worley. I could invite her right now and do our astrology charts while we're charting. That's top level shit. But let's talk about how this might go. We've got a lot of wicks up towards 6,500. If we wick up on Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, quickly up to 6,500, obviously that could be an area to catch a reversal if we're going to be looking down. All right. So as of right now, we don't really have to place too much concern on the 2-hour. We're basically in a perfect little box right here. So again, we're just vibing. This week is all about vibes. Sorry, that's got to be cringe. But anyway, this week is going to be about patience and waiting for a break in range. Right now, I'm looking at 6488 for that retest. I'm looking obviously below the 6459 level for continuation to the downside and that empty space to get filled up. All right. So now I'm not going to go, well, fucking no, yeah, I am. In Q, not much of a change here, but again, still bearish for me. So we are opening up this week still underneath the major buy levels. All right. So if I'm not making myself clear here, that is absolutely bearish for now. Right. So that is, we're underneath seller's control. By the way, if you guys are on TikTok right now, if you could maybe take your finger to a rave, and if your finger's epileptic, put that finger on your screen. I'm sorry, that was the worst thing I've ever said in my life. Let's restart the stream. All right, anyway. I'm going to get canceled. Yeah, put your massage gun on your finger. That'd be sick. All right, 24-hour for the IWMs. Nothing's changed really. Finger blast your screens is crazy. But yeah, we're looking for that candle close or that candle open above 29.92 or 23.92, and that has not happened. So there is some downside potential here, but you're going to have to map that out on the lower time frames. You guys know what I want. I want all of that. Just kidding. I just want that right there. And that's obviously going to be established by holding underneath the 2375. So get this guy out of here. Will I dance for a galaxy? I'm not dancing for a galaxy, dude. I can make a galaxy. I think a galaxy is like $20. All right, let's see here. All right, so all ETFs for me, as of right now, are underneath bearish levels. And if we bounce, obviously I have a parachute planned if we end up reversing. But right now, I do see for the potential, as far as we're opening now, going into this week, not Mondays or Tuesdays open, but into the rest of the week, there is a potential for continuation of the downside. All right. Now, that being said, we're going to take a look at your mom. All right. No, we're going to take a look at maybe Labor Day beer wasn't a great idea. Let's see here. Where did that go? All right, so I'm going to go through a few things that I'm looking into over the weekend. Lulu has earnings, and I'm looking into that one, possibly going and tapping the 222. We have a downside target of 192 to no matter where this goes. The volatility and empty space is there. Keep this one on the watch list. I would go ahead together. Everybody grab your pen, push the bottom of your pen, lick it. No. And write down the Lulu if you're interested. Even if earnings does not go well, I think after earnings will be pretty tasty. All right, so Lulu's pretty nice. Neo, this one might be giving way to a potential downside move, although we are still sitting green and sitting high. I'm still milking this one. Nah, don't screenshot that. You're banned. Oh shit, that one went down the Sunday hole. Anyway, for Neo, I am watching a move underneath 605, 595, and I'll be shorting that one into its empty space down below. This, don't forget about that one. Write that one down. Take your print out, push the bottom of it, and write that down. Neo has earnings. Yes, it does. No, please, I live for the Potter Nation. Never say that again, buddy. Appreciate that. Potter Nation. Listen, I'll destroy my own nation. All right. Anyway, so also I'm keeping my eye on PLTR this week. That one's enough to write down. Has the empty space up above. I just wrote PLT or PTLR. But I am watching that one as well this week. This one is obviously an investment. So I think I took AO as well. That's my son's name. This one has nice consolidation and earnings. I took this one for the chance of it potentially breaking up. The weekly is the only thing that has empty space. $15 would be the target. And you guys are asking about Mora. I am watching it. It's not my favorite setup in the whole world, but it does have a lower time frame setup and a ton of compression that we can pretty much bank on it potentially making a move. Now, that's where we go and seek guidance from Young Bitcoin. Wish you guys could hear this music right now. Sounds like pregnant mooing robot whales mooing into a fan. It's like a dubstep or something like that. It sounds really weird. It's pretty good though. All right, so I see, I mean, again, there's nothing really on Bitcoin that's like screaming except for what's down below. So if we break down to the to the downside, that's what I'd be looking at to the downside. So for now, I'm unbiased on Bitcoin, but I do see it moving down to cost basis at 105. That could be where we see that move from Mara. All right. If you guys have anything you want me to take a look at going into this delightful week, go ahead and drop your request. I also will be keeping my eyes on Chinese stocks like JD with big juicy boxes, rectangles, if you will. You know, if anybody's into geometry, I apologize because most of the boxes I draw aren't boxes, they're rectangles. But we're not going to talk about that right now. All right, so I see a lot of Dollar Tree. Which one is Dollar Tree? That's DLTR. That's right. Well, I'm tripping, dude. All right. So, again, let me know which direction. What direction are you looking at it? By the way, if you guys are on here, be sure to tap your screen. Yo, Dalmarbo, what are the indicators you have in your chart? Can you spend time on that for your homie? Indicators? What indicators do you see? I have no indicators, brother. I use no indicators, and somehow I'm still able to produce this. By the way, just off of pure instinct alone, I mean, you're likely. So there's two areas that I'm going to mark for a retest here. A is here, and that's where you've already retested. So there is a bounce potential here, and there is more upside up to the 125.50s, which is this previous floor right here. So this could just be a retest. It doesn't look that bad. However, on the 24-hour, if you're going to continue moving down, that would be a punch down through this box. So basically the 107.60. So how do I draw the lines in the boxes? Just double tap on the boxes and you'll see a middle line right there. All right. I want some good empty space, guys. Let's see where the fucking come on. I'm trying to take my family to Disney and Universal at the same time, 1 week after another, guys. We need this week. I need it. All right. Urban downside. Hold on. All right. So first of all, let's go ahead and just get one thing straight. BA is well consolidated, and of course, definitely is looking for a break, right, in consolidation. One of the things that has happened already, however, is a fill of that gap. So if you want to continue higher, you're going to have to look at the candle close here to your left, and that's right there. You were unable to do that. Now, this could lead you to the downside, but that's going to be something that you're going to have to solve and watch for on the lower time frame. So here's your box right here. So anything under 233.35, and this is liable to drop. I'd be aiming down for 215. If you're able to break outside of that 237, it's just the wick to clear. That's it. All right. PRLB. Okay, so I don't know when I charted this one, but it did end up making a leg up to the upside. It did establish a uptrend. You could probably, again, I would just focus on what's horizontal on a stock like this. You've already punched through this box, and it looks like you have this box directly above you. You have cost basis at 52.50. 52.50 breaks. I would be looking at your next target being 59.66, and that's pretty easy. Pretty easy target. So right now, I think maintaining and holding onto the floor underneath you at 48.67 is essential. You'll do that in one trade, more than likely. LK. Okay, so on the weekly, you're looking at empty space, obviously. What did you bounce off of? That's always good to establish, because if it's a good chunky volume, that's always a good safe bet. You can also look to your left here and see some of these floors have been recovered. 24-hour time frame. And you got plenty of empty space, and you're on your way there. So what I would do here is mark your 50% mark from the floor to that ceiling. I would say 33.32, and of course 34.36 are your next. Yes, this will be on YouTube tonight. Make sure to tune in. By the way, if you have not, there's some good shit. We posted the Q&A from this Friday. What the fuck is on my? We put the Q&A from this Friday on the YouTube channel right here. So make sure to check that out if you have not. That being said, I saw PLTR down. So yes, maybe, right? But here's the deal. We've been stuck inside of this area of consolidation now for almost a week. I am thinking that there's a good chance for this to break. Now, the downside is limited. You see a couple of wicks moving down into this area of consolidation here to your left, and that's going to be essential, right? We're going, by the way, Mr. Beast exposed. Yeah, right. Now to the upside, if we're able to reverse, we have a very simple target of 172.25, but that to me would be a great trade to try to take if you break up above 158.47, pop up, try to fill the empty space, break 161 and move up. Obviously, if you're looking down, which is underneath 152.91, you'll have immediate floor right here at 149.50. So it's a journey to the downside. If you're going to take it, having a great stop loss is going to be a priority. CVI or CIVI, 24-hour time frame. Okay, so you also have empty space here whenever we look outside, and we don't have any boxes. So we have to look at the first green candles to our left. Now on the 24-hour, that's what that is. It is the green candle to our left, and that's 37.16. So you need a 24-hour candle close on that floor. How if not, that's something that I could see building, right? Next target to the upside is going to be right around 39.11. So, I mean, that's the goal. That's what you need to be doing. I think, again, if you're in an upside move, it's always good to establish where it goes down. 35.75 is where I'd be looking to the downside. Urban to the downside. Right. So I like that. That is looking at a 24-hour punch down. I actually like that one as well. Good solid candle close at 67. There could be a little bit of a retest, but let's go ahead and establish some of the floors that you don't want to reclaim. All right, so that's going to be one, and that's where you're at right now. Now, what else do you have? Nothing really super clear except for that. Perfect. So 68 will be the kind of like stay below that. And for the most part, I mean, Urban Outfitters looks like a straightforward short down to 62 and 60 bucks, basically. I mean, really, see, this is the thing. When I see empty space like that, I try to go for that, right? Because again, if you have a great average and a great stop loss, that's good. Let's see here. Sound down to the upside. 24-hour time frame has you still underneath your candle closes, so this still could be a retest. But yes, this does have the potential to give you a pretty solid play. I think this play goes up for sure at 1342. Period. That one looks good all the way up to 1429, maybe up to that 1480 level. So this will be posted on YouTube, yes. By the way, if you guys are on here, I will never DM you. I will never, no crypto trading, no copy trading. I'm not, the only place that you can buy anything from me is my website. There is nothing else. Okay, just putting that out there because a lot of people have been telling me there's a lot of people still scamming. So, all right. I actually like Lulu. Lulu has earnings, I believe, on Thursday. I like Lulu's empty space all the way up to potentially 222. It has good consolidation. It has the potential to drop down into the 192s as well. But yeah, I mean, other than that, I mean, unless we could see, I have a, if this was to punch through a box, I have an area all the way down to 161, but that could take a minute. So. All right, SE to the up. So you're getting really, 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 really close to that weekly level, for the 205 level to be the level you're approaching. You're getting pretty close. Now, as for this is easy, right? You just need to establish where your floors are. 184.64 is going to be a floor over there to your left. That's what you need to hang on to. The range should lead you directly up to 204. So right now, I think it would be in the interest, and it looks like you're already kind of splitting the median perfectly in between that. But yeah, I mean, this looks like it's moving in the right direction. But yeah, aren't those contracts already positioned to move $24 on Lulu? I mean, I already got them. But let me see. Not when I bought them. I mean, again, I'm playing outside of the money. And I'm banking on a big move. The Ivy wasn't that high. Maybe I missed that. Yo, Dill, I did that one already, I thought. Yeah, brother, I already did this one. You had a green candle close up there, a 1042. You're looking at a next target of 1118. You're playing those earnings. I put a little bit. I mean, I don't want you guys to think I'm like gambling at all on that, but snap to the upside. So this one has does not have earnings actually coming up very close at all. However, it is still maintaining its weekly floor, weekly wick. That's interesting. I personally don't really like it until earnings, which is still a long fucking ways away, all the way until October. But I could definitely see this thing continuing consolidation in between 770, which is right there. Hold on one second. All right. Sorry. Yeah, so right now I'm looking at a move over 732. Um, I would actually hold on, I'm going to change that. I could see Snap going up to 745 in the meantime. All right. Amazon to the downside. So again, with overall market conditions and with the fact that you are still being held underneath this level, and this is an important level, you know, that green candle over here to your left on the weekly, you're being held flat underneath it. So it's really what's holding you up that's going to dictate where this goes. And that's where you have this 4 hour box you're seeing on cost basis. So really below the low there, you could be looking down, and this would follow the cues. There's an uptrend right there as well. I would keep that in mind. That one has a 225 target to the downside. So the TTD. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to pay somebody right now. I did go over Lulu. It'll be on the YouTube tonight, guys. Hold on, sorry. Damn, that was a nasty drop. All right. So everybody's been asking me about Lulu, and understandably so. But here's the deal, folks. I told you guys I was kind of laying off of this one because of the empty space underneath it, and I kind of wanted it to consolidate a little bit more due to the fact that it had so much empty space underneath it. But it does have a potential move, probably up into this wick or right around 6250, and I think it just needs some time to gear up from that, and that could mean also going and tapping your lows. No, it's not Ivy. But yes, you're getting paid, trust me. Now, that being said, I would like to see how TTD responds to 5377. That's what I would like to see. So, all right. What the fuck? All right, there we go. All right, what else do we have here? Yeah, TTD I think needs to cook a little bit more. Costco downside targets. So this one I think, if I remember correctly, didn't really have a whole bunch of targets. And honestly, when I look at this one, it looks like it could be looking at a bounce relatively soon because of the fact that you do have empty space and a retest that's available up to 967, 970, right around there. And so personally, when I look at this one, I think this is basically, which is where you're holding. If that breaks down, the only target I have is 923. Do we have a neo target down 5 and 475 are two targets that I'm looking at to the downside? Be sure to tap your screen, guys, if you guys are on here. I appreciate you. Thank you for the roses. I didn't see the gifts. Hold on. Oh shit, thanks for all the gifts, guys. All right, let's see what else do we have. Is this it? Or was it FCSO? Is this you looking at this up? Dude, I cannot help you. If you're looking at this to the upside, Bruce, there's nothing I can do, man. Guys, everything that I do is within structure, right? So, like when I look at this, if I'm looking to the upside, all I can do is look at the candle close at 760 above me and take it there. IBM up. So actually that one's another one that can get written down on the watch list. It does have a really good setup and it still needs to be paid attention to, but I really need to see that 247.63 reclaimed. And also we need to see the market move up. So, what else do we have here? Tilray. Thank you guys for tapping your screen. You guys are awesome. I appreciate it. So for me, I said this before, you know, you had your box to punch through. You did successfully do that. And then I said the only target that I have left was really the 160, and that still stands. Once you get above that, then you can talk shop about continuation to the upside, but not my favorite. All right, so did I cover Tesla? No, I didn't cover Tesla. Tesla is about to make a fucking giant move. That's another one that needs to be put on the watch list. Just honestly, you could probably put fucking I could probably put 5,000 on both sides of that trade with a long ass expiration and make a ridiculous bag. Now, for me, when I look at this on the weekly, I mean, it's overwhelming that how many times we've rejected that top. And so, like, you know, it's hard not to think of continuation or even just a pullback because, again, buyers are not accepting this floor. That could change. But when you look at it on the downside, or when you look at it on the other side, or even on a lower time frame, a lot of these levels that were previously held by sellers, like this one right here, are currently where we're at now. So if, yes, we end up moving down any further, I think below 314, we're looking at a pretty hefty move down. And the only target that I can really give you that makes sense to me, because it's not empty space, is right around 255 and 244. Which is, you know, obviously a little bit of a range, but that would, well, hold on, you know, I need to obviously bring up the 270, 260 area. But I mean, at the end of the day, you also could be looking at this on a much longer perspective. And that's like, you know, I mean, you're looking at a major meltdown, you know, type shit. Honestly, I mean, this is something that I think is just worth speculating on, period. We're going to have a pretty sizable, I think 3 or 4 weeks out, and there's a bag to be made. AMAT to the upside. Again, remember, market conditions are going to have a lot to do with what we do here. But that being said, IWM just, or AMAT just needs a candle close above the 165.30. I think just that alone, that's enough for me. The immediate target from there would be the 167 and of course 175 area. Type shit, bro. How ALB. So I don't really see any empty space here. That's my biggest issue with this. But the main thing is you were just unable to reclaim that floor. This is the third time up here. So if you fail, I would assume you're going to fall. And that would be below 81.22. EA, Electronic Arts, they have empty space, you say. Weekly time frame. So this is all-time highs, which is actually kind of wild to me. EA Sports spent a long time in consolidation now to whip down all the way like that at 114 and pop back up. So I mean, the long and short of it is, A, you're still holding above 166.77. That's where you came back down and retested. That's why you got this fucking Louisiana shaped ass looking box. And then of course you have this area of consolidation between 169 and 173.66. So I would zoom out and basically, yeah, I would dub 173.80 as an entry level to take it up for a retest of 177. This has the potential to become a channel like that. So there's downside, there's upside on this trade. Obviously, if you're taking it into all-time highs, that's your prerogative, you know. And again, I can't help you there. So. All right. QUBT, quantum computing. All right. So, I mean, I think this is something the weekly needs to, oh my God. So clearly it is very obviously $28. I mean, when the monthly is holding that same level, it is $28 that you need a candle close above. And right now, 27 would even just be nice. So if you're looking for this to go to the upside, you also have the potential here to turn it into a massive range, and that would be just no good. So you're going to need to find something on the lower time frames to give you better insight as to where this reverses. And unfortunately, it's just a choppy mess. The 24-hour does give away a box up here above you. So reclaim 1724, punch through 1915, and maybe you can go up and get that high. But gap to the some side. I don't know what you're looking at on gap, but it does have that earnings tension that it could come off of. It has to break soon, or we're going to end up chopping for the next month. So for me, I need a move over 2280 and that move up to and on 2360. That's my upside move. And then to the downside, it's obviously underneath the 22117. So, by the way, I have a quick question for everybody who's on here. How many of you who are watching right now have taken the workshop? What's up, Stelio T. Williams? Is that Stelio though? How many, just to put an emoji in the chat, how many of you guys have taken the workshop? I'm just curious. I'm class 7. I have a Stelio, yes. He's famous. So most of you guys have taken it, right? Out of the 190 people, 187 people here who are here. Okay. So the only reason that I'm asking is I'm planning on doing a Q&A, and obviously for those of you guys who don't need it, but for those of you who do need it, I am trying to do a Q&A here soon with all of you guys. So I want to make sure that everybody's in attendance. Oh, bada bing, bro, I'm telling you, you just said you own him. Oh my God. I'm not falling for your trap, dude. Oh my God, you guys are ridiculous. All right, keep dropping your requests. I just wanted to know. Thank you guys for answering. Just curious. If you haven't taken it, I would definitely out of all the things that I offer, that is the most important thing. My cat is fucking up my hand right now. I took the BBS, made a bag, but fell into a slump, need to shake back. It happens to everybody, man. A lot of the times, but listen, took the BBS, made a bag, come back, take it again, refresh your brain. Thanks for the follow, Hong Wai Wang 92. I can't say your name because I do not speak. Still got bread. Oh hell yeah. I mean, there's still a lot. You know what's funny is I've had like probably about 25 people since that KSS play that have just been gone. They're like, yeah, I'm enjoying this money. Yeah, go ahead and drop your request. 24-hour time frame. I mean, I hate this stock, but it does have empty space underneath it or above it, excuse me, and it looks like it's that 1780 overhead. I took the first one at every single week since. Take them weekly. Good. Viking Therapeutics has retested the cost basis it punched through, and so if you're going to continue the upside, your target would be 2960, but that would be over the wick from Friday's high. And if you reject, this could be something that ends up punching down. I would draw a box here on the 4-hour to kind of help me map that when that is going to happen. Will you stop it? Do I hate Oscar or Walmart more? I think I hate them both, dude. I just bought a new A system for my house with KSS. Oh fuck yeah, dude. Yeah, we had a lot of people. I mean, even since then, I mean, we've had some people make a good amount of money. My issue is, and my biggest issue with most of the students and most of the people in my Discord, is that nobody knows how to hang on to the fucking money they make. Is they take these giant leaps forward and then they end up trying to bang out trades on everything that they see instead of going back and looking at what they were successful and then not compromising and focusing directly on just that, even if that meant waiting a week, because you're going to be able to make more in one trade if you find that trade than you would be if you sat there and fucking threw change at everything that fucking moved because you think you got money now, but you need to be stacking your money up. You need to be stacking your money up. You stop fucking around. And some of you guys just need, that's it. If it's plaguing you and you're not able to listen, if you're not changing, you're choosing. You know what I'm saying? You're choosing it. Some of us are learning hard lessons. I'm just finding you. Did you name your strategy after the Potterbox ethical framework? I didn't name it after it, Leams. Funny enough, I found out about it afterwards, but I thought it was kind of interesting. Yeah, yeah. It's past my bedtime. Somebody speaking from experience. What are you talking about? Like blowing your not hanging? Yeah, of course. That came from experience. When I first started, I was able to take very small amounts of money and turn it into large amounts. I mean, I took $400, take it to 10K, $80 to 10K, $150 to 10K. And I did this repeatedly. But when I hit 10K, in my mind, I thought it was a good idea to switch strategies and start scalping. Even the swing trading is what got me there. And then after blowing $80,000 of unrealized gains and being really upset with myself and frustrated that I couldn't just fucking hold on to the cash that I was making when I really actually needed that money, and I had this obsession of that I needed to be rich, but no, I needed to save and hang on to the money that I made. And after quitting trading, I officially quit. I was in the shower one day and I just had this epiphany, like, okay, well, if I could do it again, why don't I just take the money out when I hit 10K? And that changed my life. JPM has a channel that it's trading in, but it's at all-time highs, so I really can't help you there. You're just hoping for that channel to play out. That's really all I can offer. I'm sorry. When you're at all-time highs, and anybody else, when you're at all-time highs, I'm just not really much use to you. So, do I have a free trial? Might open that up this week, starting on Tuesday, going to Friday. And no, I do not have a monthly option. So my goal here, dude, is you got to work for the go for the workshop. And if you stay in if you don't have the money, then you got to work harder. All right, because nobody's gonna come and save you. Nobody's gonna change your life. You're gonna change your life, and that's gonna be you dedicating. You don't have to pay for my shit. I've said this a million times. If you have the money and you don't want to have to go through all the YouTube videos, and they're a little bit, some of them are, it's not start to finish. If you want that, that's fine. But if you can't, you're forced a different hand, which is fine. That means you just have to work harder, be in my lives more. You need to be in the free Discord. You need to be on my YouTube channel. You need to be on the TikTok or in my DMs. You need to be asking questions, writing your questions down, asking other people inside of the Discord questions. So if you're really, really, really adamant about doing this, you will do it. And the reason that I can say that is because I've had many people do that. So, and I don't want you. One thing I don't like, and I had somebody do this before, and I ended up refunding his ass. Is he ended up taking out a loan for like the lifetime, and I told him, dude, get the workshop and make money first, or go to the YouTube channel. There's no like, I don't want people. My lifetime and yearly are for people who have already made money. Unless you got money, you know what I mean? Like that's there for hopefully as like a reward. Like, okay, I did the workshop, I've made money now I'm with the group. You know what I'm saying? So like I'm not always pushing people to, why does Discord link not work? It should just be on Simple Stacks Investments, my friend. simplestacksinvestments.com. And yeah, that right there. All right, let's keep moving, guys. Keep dropping your requests, guys. UNH. Now, this one is another one that does have a ton of empty space, and everybody could be looking at this one for a move. Now, yeah, last week it did consolidate 1, 2, 1, 2, 3 off of the top. So you're hoping for a move up to this week above 316 to the top right here at 323.88. Now, whether that one can go and break up there, not quite sure yet, but there's a scammer in here, his eyes peeled. Yeah, there is definitely a scammer. Hold on, I could probably find him right now. Oh, don't leave. I don't see him. Hey B, did you say just text him? Yeah, I don't think that works for everybody, bud. All right, keep dropping your requests. Everybody, drop your requests again if I missed it. Dell to the upside. Have the money is the problem. Is I have joined a ton of Discords trying to learn and just keep losing. Say J Cranford, I want you to take your fucking time then, man. I want you to talk to the other people inside of my Discord. Now, one thing I can tell you is I'm not a signal chat. I'm the only person on this app that I've seen that is focused on building people to become independent traders. And some or a lot of the traders inside of my Discord have reached levels that most gurus will never achieve. So talk to them. You know what I mean? Scammer is James XFX. All right, thank you. But yeah, talk to them. You know, and you know, stay in these lives. Take your time, dude. Don't make a decision that makes you feel uncomfortable. You're not going to feel good about it, and you're going to fuck it up. So, all right. Kava. Oh wait, Dell. What? Which way on Dell? I'm independent because of Potter. 100%. Let's go. I have. There's been a lot of independent traders coming out of the Discord, man. Hold on, I'm trying to find which way did you want Dell? Upside for Dell? Okay, so right now I'm just no. Here's where this is really easy, dude. I would want to play Dell. I mean, I guess maybe you could say you're right there, but I would want to play Dell off of 116. Now, if you're it says action cannot be completed, open it up in your browser. Try to open it in your like look it up on your actual browser. Now if you're able to bounce here, which it does look like you're slowing down, look at that. The answers are always on the chart, everybody. So you need an hourly candle close outside of 123. 30 minutes probably going to ask for a candle close outside of 123.68. So I would do there. Made more than Alex trade Scheinbach, Rusty Rod, all them fools. Yeah, man. People are gonna find out about me when I leave this app. That's when they're gonna find out. Or when these bunch it's kind of wild because a lot of the ICT traders, it's very unusual, but a lot of them are under 23. You know, a vast majority of them. Lowe's does not look good to I mean, Lowe's is building and you have great building right there, but Lowe's is not good to me until you get above 265. Although right there, I think consolidation. Potter working through the workshops as we speak. Awesome. Awesome. Write down all of your questions. Seriously, guys. I don't get enough. I mean, maybe the workshop is good, and that's why I don't see a lot of questions. But do I think that trade phantoms know how to trade? They might know how to invest, but no, I don't think they know how to trade. I say that because of the way that they approached me when I first got started, but I'm not a fan of I'm not here to make friends. So like when I judge somebody, I judge them off of what they offer and what the results of like their students are. And I've never seen anything that impressed me. So I'm just yeah, I'm a little shit though, you know. Should I get a box of crumble cookies? Are crumble cookies good, guys? I've never had a crumble cookie. No, I heard they're trash. I've heard they're trash. SOXL. So you can definitely bake. So okay, I'm gonna put my hand out. If I like the trash, I don't like super sweet shit now. All right, so everybody, let's shake on this. All right, put your hands out. Put your hand in your lap. I mean, not in your lap. Put your hands We're going to move. Okay. Yeah, I don't DoorDash anymore. I Uber Eats. So fuck you. Very rich. I mean, $55 for a 12 pack of cookies. I could buy I could buy 900 frozen rolls of cookie dough and shoot myself with a potato launcher loaded with it in the leg, get surgery, and still have money left over. It's insane. Give me a second. Hold on. Hold on 1 second, guys. Patience. All right, there we go. Oops. All right, sorry. I didn't just order cookies. All right. What else do we got? He said, "Oh, you almost got me." I read Brandy's. I think they're ginormous cookies, though. And then this guy said, Nikka. You almost got me, you son of a bitch. I almost said it. Almost said it. Anyway, fucking diabolical ass behavior here. Your opinion on Oliver Velez? I don't know who the fuck that is, dude. Uh, what's the PBS Trading Workshop? Where do I find that? That is on my website. The best cookies are homemade. Well, come and make me some, dude. What the fuck? Come in my home. Wait, it's in the stream. Love looks like it's gonna go up. I see 35, 34.50. Good 24-hour candle close. I did PLTR, yeah. PLTR just made a DASF reel with Oura rings. Hold on. What the fuck is a Oura ring? And if, oh no. PLTR is gonna fuck. Uh, yeah, that's not good. I mean, again, PLTR just has a nice. PLTR is going to move. It's on the watch list because it is all of the stocks that have on the watch list. Lulu, Neo, PLTR, IBM, and Tesla all have amazing amounts of consolidation. So, all right. By the way, if you guys see Bobby Anderson in the chat, my boy there is me. Well, that's not his page. Don't follow that page. But I did post Potter Glocks VR. Me and him are going to be playing. So if you guys are in the free Discord, check that out. We'll be streaming that every once in a while when we have time. All right, feet picks up. Yeah, you're gonna have to chart that one on your own. Heard we're launching frozen cookie dough in here. Yeah, we're on our way. Celsius. What else do we got, guys? Celsius. Okay, so this one doesn't have much left. It does have a target of 67.90. You had a strong push on Friday. Now, here's what needs to happen, and this is how you're going to solve this problem. Every single time you pull back, it's just a problem that needs to be solved, right? This is a box that you ended up punching through. So staying above that is obviously going to be the goal, right? Now, I'm just going to drop a line right there. And as you'll notice, it is trying to hold itself up above that level. And so the goal would be, of course, to either A, keep building in here, or B, pull back, retest, and then make your way back up. So $90 million deal. Damn. Do you lean on the higher time frames biased or let the 4 hour? So the play, that's a good question. The play, and when I identify that play is going to be found higher time frames, typically always 4 hour if the 24 hour isn't clear, but I see empty space. Now when I find a good chart, the next step, like, okay, we found a good 24-hour chart. Let's, look for whatever the potential, targets are and stuff like that. But once I've gotten there, then that's when I go to the lower time frames to try to find the same concept, right? Box or whatever, so that if it does move intraday past my trigger, I can get in still. So it's the lower time frame setups are almost as if like, yeah, I'm going to watch them really hard in the morning and stuff like that. But those lower time frame entries are going to be set up that just in case, or as a if this moves, you know what I mean? So all right, so SMCI. So I actually wrote this one down, and now I'm starting to think there could be a potential leg down here again. Now we are sitting on the floor, and how you respond to that floor. Honestly, I'm going to write this one down. If we see an update on the market, SMCI could really benefit from that. But let me show this. So this is a good setup. Now, whether or not it bounces, that's a different question. Here, set alerts. You guys could follow me on this one. Literally, 40.85. Financials taking SMCIO down. Sure, but I tell you what. Here's what happens, IK, and this is a great thing to keep in mind because I learned a hard lesson a long time ago. Right? You're definitely correct. Right? But I was shorting Nikola, and of course Nikola was a fraudulent company, had every reason to go to nothing, pink sheets. And of course I shorted it from 90 all the way to 40, made ridiculous amounts of money. Then it went from 40 and it retested 60, and then it came back down, and it went all the way to 20, and I tried to short it again, just off of premise. I mean, it had nothing going for it. Everything is ruined. Short squeeze. You can only short it so many times. So like at some point, and I don't think that's going to happen here on SMCI, but when it dumps like this is when I don't try to be right. I just try to be on time. I try to be in the right place at the right time. So what can I just, as boiling this down, what can I establish by looking at this chart? A, we're sitting on the floor. That's simple, right? We're sitting on a floor, plain and simple. If we were to lose this floor, we have a very strong 1, 2, 3 major bounce level underneath us. And I would suspect that that's definitely going to be an area to bounce. But what's most important to me here is that we have empty space up above us, right? And so we draw our box, looks like that. And so outside of 42.10, there's a play, a retest of 43.31. And all you have to do right now is start setting alerts in the right place. You don't have to immediately, a lot of people will find a good setup or find empty space, and then they're obsessed with it. It's like, no, you need to almost be cool about it. Like if you like a girl in high school, or well, hopefully you don't like girls in high school. If you're watching me right now, you should probably get out of here. But if you like women your own age, you don't want to be obsessive. They're not going to like that. Give them some space, be cool, wear sunglasses, Hey, yo, I'm just making sure everybody in here, we're on the same page. But anyway, for SMCI, if I want to see this one to go to the upside, I need a candle close at 41.89 and a candle close outside of the top at 42 there. Okay, have I done snow? Been off of that for years. No, I'm just kidding. I never was really on it. I did smell it one time. Not really a big fan of the smell of that. It's an exciting smell, but not my favorite. Wouldn't put it in a candle. Snow for me does not go up until we reclaim the floor. That's a period end of story. The floor for me is 247.31. What's up, Potter? Quit yelling at me, Jerry. Jerry? Nothing much, man. Doing really good. That's dark even for All right. Can I look at open? Sure. Rusty. Soundboard had a bunch. Oh yeah, I bet it did. Okay. You know what? I've noticed that a lot of people online are talking about how this stock is going to make them rich. I tell you what, whenever this thing comes back down, I'm gonna fuck it up. But that being said, let's go ahead and establish a few things. Your IPO low, that's going to be 1075. Your box or your range high, that is where you're being held underneath. That's $5. So what's in between it, right? We're gonna have a box right here. That's easy peasy, and we're gonna have a box, or that's more of a range. So my thoughts on this one are, you're gonna need to go to the lower time frame. Okay, now see how this analysis is already bleeding in the higher time frame, as above, so below. Now take a look at this. This candle right here at 495, get the fuck up above that. If you can get up above that and stay above this, you have a chance to continue moving to the upside. I would set an alert right here, because if you break that down, you should be looking at this almost as if you would look at it like a box, and that could lead you down for a retest here. So if you break this, you go here. Bro, tell me, what is Lulu's price potential growth? I don't fucking know. I don't look at fundamentals, dude. I know that for a lot of you guys who are new, that might be a scary thing to hear, but there are millions of people right now who are trying to evaluate companies and place price targets on them so they can invest on them all over the world, and they all have different opinions, and they, some really good ones do agree and some really good ones don't agree, and you can try to use them as a guide, but they all have their own returns, and there's not a lot of bank analysts that have great returns on their analysts, or they're on their price target ratings, and a lot of them are usually slow. But anyway, if you're on TikTok, jam your finger through the screen. By the way, this broadcast is not responsible for any and all injuries sustained from tapping on your screen. If you injure yourself, that is on you. So sorry about that. Lemonade. That sounds yummy. Bussin', as the kids say. Okay, so obviously, because it's moving down, we look at it, the potential is, of course, that it moves down. Now, for me, it's all about what you lose, right? And we have a sneaky little floor right here. So here's my thoughts. Right now, you are sitting on top of this sell level right there at 52.50. If you lose that, you could be using the 4-hour and its range, which you're going to expand right here. And you're going to be looking at cost basis. Cost basis is 49.26. If that's broken, look down below. You got empty space right here to a target of 42. Instructions unclear, lost 3 fingers. Well, maybe you can let go of your gooning lifestyle now. Calm down. Let it go. All right. Let's see here. HAFN Afina. Sounds like a off-brand of Aquafina. Okay, so first of all, you are approaching a large box. Very large, very huge. Some say the biggest box. Who knows? Floor target 637 would be my target from here. Stay above $6 flat. I am large and huge too. Okay. Where to start with stocks? What are you trying to do with stocks? Are you trying to just buy them and hold them? Or are you trying to generate capital by exploring options, or trading or selling options? Or options are garbage? What? No. And don't take this with any offense. You're garbage at options, not the other way around. Options are amazing. Options are not day tradable. And so if you're day trading options, then that's going to make you garbage at options. So we can't blame options for our inefficiencies. There is definitely a way to make lots of garbage money. Oh guys, calm down. You guys are worse than I am. Jesus Christ, you're garbage. I was just giving. I mean, I'm not saying that he as a person is garbage. I mean, he could be. I don't know. But that option decision or dubbing options as garbage is a reflection on the user because options are great. Potter, you mad cute, bro. Okay, you better calm down. Whose side are you on? I'm trying to keep everybody together, one big happy 192 family, you know, cult family. He's thinking is all right. You guys are feisty, angry little chat. Lulu's already on the recording. Check that out on YouTube. Hive. Okay, so first thing that comes to mind is the empty space and the floor that is through the box, which the box is right here. And you are on the floor. You're building on that floor. You can see that by the wick over here. So draw a line. Boom, bada bing. 280 is your floor. Cost basis is 309. Breakthrough cost basis, and you could get to the top at 341. And at that point, I'd be looking at a 380 target to the upside. Can I explain the Greek alphabet and options? Can I explain the Greek alphabet in options? Can I explain the Greeks? I could. Invest money without too much risk. Thank you. Sure. So obviously, I'm one of the only people on this app who has his own strategy that he actually made. So I would advise you can, well, pause. I would look at my YouTube first. Don't spend any money. Don't buy anybody's shit. That's going to be number one. If you're just starting out, don't buy my shit. Don't buy anybody's shit, period. You need a strategy. No matter what you're doing, if you're starting a business, ruining your business, trying to date your mother-in-law, or make money in the stock market, you have to have a really good strategy. Better the strategy, less chance of you getting caught losing money. All right. What do we got next? Goon call. All right. Let's get this guy out of here. Soundhound to the upside. Soundhound, this is easy. Kindergarten shit. Kindergarten shit. Easy. Anybody in here could trade this. I could teach my dog to trade this. I could teach a cat to trade this. Now, that, I'm sorry, dude. So, anyway, a candle 1344. Now, that's likely what's going to be retested. Ooh, Ryan Hill, don't click on that link. Will I do a small account challenge? Man, I'm gonna be honest with you, dude. It's really hard. Yes, I am gonna try to do one here because I'm probably gonna stop trading on my account until like the 15th or the 14th after this week alone. But maybe it's really hard to look at a good setup and then focus on a small account when I would just take it with my big account. So don't worry, cats don't have feelings. What do you consider small? 6. I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. We got to stop. All right. I would consider, I mean, anything underneath 1,000 or $3,000 would be considered a small-ish account. You know, underneath 1,000, that's a small account. But yeah. So explain the Greeks. Okay, well, you've got delta, which is the rate of change. We track how much that contract is going to move based per dollar. So when you're looking at a stock, and it's also used as a prediction model. So what we're doing when we're looking at that prediction model is just literally moving a decimal point or changing that decimal to a fraction. Or fuck off. To a percentage. So if you have a 0.46 delta, means you're going to have $46 per dollar change without gamma. And that's obviously going to give you an indication on how much that's going to move, but it also will give you a percentage value on what that likelihood or what the likelihood of that contract ending up in the money. So if you have a 46 delta, then or 0.46 delta, you have a 46% chance of that moving in the money. Do I use that as any sort of indication? No. I just trade the contracts and I just trade the chart, guys. I don't care about any of that stuff hardly anymore. I literally, I believe so strongly that the less that I care about everything else and the more I just focus on the charts, even the news. I mean, how did we caught more of KSS than the people who called it, which is absolutely diabolical. So, let's see what else do we got. Got it. Well, Jewel, if you have any more questions, I mean, gamma gamma is going to track the rate of change of delta. So if you have a 0.5 gamma, that means you're going to add $5 per dollar move to the higher delta. I just buy higher delta. Yeah, I try to buy contracts that have really just lost their volume a lot of the times. So Max Payne is my best friend. If you're in here and you know what Max Payne is, I'm assuming everybody in here does. But I want to uh, wait, hold on a second. Sorry, I just got interrupted by my food order. Okay. But Max Payne and me are best friends. Max Payne destroys the value of contracts. And that's where I swoop in. So all of those rules, as far as like, yes, if I'm maybe day trading, then maybe I'm looking at the contract's value for the most part. But for me, I'd rather like some people will stay away from contracts because they don't have a lot of open interest, or they don't have a lot of volume, or the theta is high and the delta is low. All of those things are set to change when you see a large move or when you see that empty space get filled up. So yeah, Max Payne literally means a discount brandy. That's right. Um, Soundhound, yeah, I'll play that one. I got a lot on the PBS relies on a gamma squeeze. Not entirely. We don't entirely use gamma squeezes, but they do go hand in hand. A lot of the trades that we take will move hand in hand with a gamma squeeze. So, all right. What do we got next here? AAL weekly up. Is this all time highs? Oh, no, it's not. So this is where you got to rely on either A, the channel that you're currently in, or B, the levels that you've had before. Now, this is going to be an interesting area because a lot of you guys are not going to know how to deal with this. And I'm glad that this is here because now I have a chance to explain that to you. King Rumen 4 invites you to co-host? No. Okay, so let's go ahead and learn together. When you have a box and that box is punched through, and then you top out, and then you dump down through that same empty space just as quick as you fell. What do we do? Because now there's no boxes in between you and there. You use your common sense. Nice, you're not spitting in a bottle today? That's right, I'm spitting in a can. Anyway, so you've got a box over here to your left, right? Um, that is what you're going to use. That is going to be if not the only thing that you can use. And so right now 1311 is being held, and my next target would be 1430. Simple. Liberal trader. What? I get the weirdest comments. Can you explain the box strategy a bit more, or your YouTube or something? Yeah, dude, go to my educational playlist, which I am going to be deleting a few of the videos that are on this playlist. Ignore my face. But if you go to that playlist, you will be able to find plenty of videos that will help. So, and yes, this is the basically, if you were, all right, can I tell you guys a cheat code? Because honestly, I know a lot of you guys know, I mean, a lot of day traders are alt-right pipelines. Oh, dead ass. But so really quickly, I just want to give everybody a tip here. I'm going to show you guys something. I don't know if I should, but I think it could be important. If you guys don't mind tapping your screen, that'd be sick. All right, so I'm going to show you guys something. I typed in, bear with me, Potterbox Trading, what can you tell me about his YouTube content? And I asked ChatGPT this. So first of all, over this thing pulled 14 different sources. Okay. Absolutely filled. I don't know if you can see that. Absolutely filled with information. Oh my God. Look at that. Oh, that's like some of the text messages my exes used to send me. But like there is I would say, a pretty well done synopsis. Now, here's another option you can do. There's a couple of different apps, AI apps, that will watch my YouTube video. So if you're somebody who has ADHD or something like that, watch my video, but you can have that take notes for you, right? Or help you with the notes that you weren't able to capture. But as far as I mean, no reliance on traditional patterns or lagging indicators. Potterbox does not use familiar chart patterns nor indicators like RSI or moving averages. He stresses that strategy concentrates solely on price, avoiding confusion of too many signals. Even volume bars are removed from his default chart. This is a minimalist approach, focuses on price levels and trends. I mean, the hallmark of the Potterbox method is marking key supports and resistance zones as similar rectangle ranges. Potterbox treats price consolidation areas as important decision zones. The box that contains recent price action. The bottom of the box floor represents the support level where buyers hold the price. At the top of the box represents the roof, or sometimes a sell wall represents sellers from resistance from sellers. So, and I could go on for a fucking hour. We could do a story time, but I'm dead ass. That was actually crazy. Wait, I did see this. Wait, I did this to see if you were another ICT guy. Yeah, I bet. Yeah, my ADHD hits watching your. Yeah, I got ADHD too, so I get it. BMNR. All right. I'd rather grease myself up going down a fucking dirt road. I see I think I chatted this before. You need to get a reclaim of the floor of 170, 162 and a punchback through 200. Do you think I could compound $200? What do you mean compound $200? How many of you in here are watching me for like this week is the first time, or the last 2 weeks is the first time you guys are watching me? Yeah, you could absolutely. I've taken $18 to 9,000 in 2 months. My strategy focuses on low risk, high reward. I'm the only person on here who is trying to help people become independent traders and get over this idea that somehow these fuckboys are smarter than you, and they are not. Great with marketing, but shitty people and not that smart. Yes, with options. I got a picture of you in my bathroom, so I see you every day. Northview Landscaping. I'm leaving you a review, dude. I am new. This is my 3rd week. Awesome. Could you show me your hands? Why? Anybody have any request? I took 150 to 3K from February to August. There you go. Yeah, hold 172. How long did that take? It took me about 2 months. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and finish this out strong. I've been recording here for about an hour and 20 minutes, so we're going to try to wrap this up here. Do a little speed run here. I'm going to chart as quickly as I can. Why you have such a strong neck? I don't know. So I don't get my ass knocked out. All right, let's do this really quickly. You guys can watch this back, slow it down if you need to, but I'm going to do this as quickly as possible. Now, Baba is going to be a part of those Chinese stocks. I was able to score almost 2,000% trade on Baba, even though Jorge said to take it down. I ended up grabbing those 130s. This thing wicked up, hit the 137 level, and I made a ridiculous bag. Now, that being said, this is also approaching a area of consolidation that has already previously been punched through, leaving us at a previous cost basis. So I would suspect that Monday morning, if you're going to continue upwards, we should be looking at a target of 141.75. Okay. All right. Rivian to the upside. I have this one long. I love Rivian. Hopefully there's no more pitfalls. I think this is probably some of the best consolidation that I've seen in the market for a long time. I really, really think that the $26,000 that I have currently in Rivian could possibly make me rich. I might even add more. Now, that being said, let me tell you my thesis as to why. Because again, this is not just my opinion. This is just price mechanics. This is just how fucking the market works. Again, not my opinion. A lot of good stocks, great ones, are oftentimes forced down right off of IPO. Now, when you're forced down, how you are forced down and what you leave behind often dictate whether or not you're going to go back up again. Some IPOs never come back up. And so with Rivian, it left empty space and gaps behind. And that is where I know this fucker is going to give me that 28 or 23 level at minimum. Now, that being said, you have some serious lows here that have been accumulating price. You've got a nice channel here. You've got an overhead target right at the moment of 1644. And of course, I would like to see that potentially take off. And this is just so fucking easy. It makes me want to lose my goddamn mind. Guys, when I tell you this shit, the chart has every answer that you need. Believe me. I'm going to say this shit on my deathbed. No, I won't. I won't care about this shit. But anyway, it's on your chart. Watch this. So where could Rivian go up? It is on your chart. Look. Held down, held down, held down, held down, held down, finally escapes the trap, and it pops up and fills their empty space. Held down, held down, held down. Here, stop, open up, you gap up above it, you shoot up to the top. So what the fuck do we think is going to happen when you move back up above 1430? September is a bad month for the stock market, so do be careful. We will cash. I will, man, but I also got to keep in mind that sell in May and go away. If I would have listened to that, I would have missed out on one of the best 2 trading months following of my career. I made more in those 2 months than I had, made the whole half of the previous year. Yeah. So now, I'm not trying to hype this shit up too much because, again, it has to happen. You have to get above the 1450s, 1430s. But when that does happen, I have one target and one target only, and I think it's going to happen on news, and it's right up in this fucking area around 23. You could go ahead and just say the top here at 2340, which also could be placed in a perfect confluence with your channel. Leams for about 8 years. On and off, I fucked around before that, but taking it seriously. Do you plan on taking options on Rivian as well? Yeah, I will. Yeah. I already have Rivian. So again, I have quite a bit of Rivian. I bought back the last time it dumped again, and I am currently sitting at 29%. And I have a $10 1043 average, which is pretty damn good. Yeah, I am the floor. Which, when I tell you that is not just a good average, that is probably the best average I got. Literally, I'm widowy right on the floor. So like, I have a bunch of warning signs as far as when we dump. All right, let's see here. How many weeks out? Oh, if you're aiming for 23 right now, I would assume you need to be out until December. Period. Damn, the For You page has got me in Korea right now, dude. I swear to God. Keep tapping to your screen. You guys are honestly killing it at 36,000 likes. I really appreciate you guys a lot. Awesome. All right, let's keep pushing this. Let's see, Sedge. Okay, so I think actually I did like this one. I think it just needed a little bit more consolidation and wasn't a big fan of how it moved, but there's nothing in front of you except for your previous high. And sometimes when you leave into empty space and you don't move, that just tells you don't have a lot of volume. And so I did talk about if you did fall underneath that 3225, there is a retest underneath there. But as of right now, you need to clear that previous high and you have an imbalance of 38.55 or 50% of empty space. So you're just going from structure to structure. And that's where you would have your next target. Wait, what? They are seeing you in Colombia? Oh, for real? Shout out to Colombia. How much have you missed? An hour and 30 minutes. All right, let's see here. What do we got? Bull to the upside. All right, so Bull just had earnings, and I trusted my gut on that one. And so far, this is what I've got. So as far as a retest level, you're approaching 2 of them. Okay, so these are going to be areas that if this is what you're liking, this is what you're watching, and that's going to be 1334. If you cannot get a bounce, which you fell pretty fast, so I would assume that at minimum you could see a retest right here at 14 or 1422. But yes, you are looking at a 1334 bounce, or if you're looking down, a break, right? Now, of course, you don't trigger down until you lose 12. Well, I guess that was the previous box. So 1237 would have to be lost. Hold on. Hold on. I got to look that word up before I say it out loud. Hold on. Urban Dictionary. Okay, so a Jelk is a society of centaur priests on a planet Pandonia. It is used to describe the ferocity of human babies dressed in panda costumes. Jelking is exercise believed to increase the size if you're okay. Oh, I gotta retire. Why am I here? Fuck. Macy's is fucked. You're not going anywhere until you get above $14. Period. As of right now, you're fucked. No shit. Just in the live already. I swear to God, dude. I'm about to be out of here. I would go with. This is how I see this. Like that. So, you have to be you have one of the nicest smiles I've ever seen. Hey Peyton, this guy's hitting on me, dude. This guy won't stop hitting on me. He's scaring me. And they're also teaching me weird ass words, dude. Yeah, come beat him up. Don't say that. You need to be specific. You're gonna fist me. Hold on. You're gonna use your fist. Not you calling your wife, dude. She's got to be okay with that one. I'm sorry. I call everybody dude, man. Hand me one of them bad boys. I'm out. Yeah, that sounds good. Say something gay to him, he'll run away. My man about to Yo, thanks for the gifts, guys. I just saw those. I appreciate it. Not needed, but I appreciate you. Quit calling her, dude. She calls me bro. I call her sis. No, I'm just playing. I'm just kidding, dude. Read this chat, dude. That's crazy. Look. He said, Sunny Boy said you have one of the nicest smiles I've ever seen. I just joined. What's the best looking stock on my watch list? Man, I got a lot of them. Neo, PLTR, IBM, Tesla, SMCI, and Lulu. What in the home sweet home, or what in the sweet home? Me and Peyton kind of look alike, like a little bit, especially when we were younger. So like we hit a guy at a gas station one time, be like, damn, you guys look like brother and sis. I'd like put my arm around her and gave her a kiss. I was like, yeah, man, I love my sis. All right. Helen of Troy. I already said this before. Helen of Troy has hardly any volume, hot dog water volume. So candle close outside of 21 or 25, 24, and you have a floor to reclaim at 26 flat. Oh, I didn't comment on Adobe. Sorry, a little ADHD there for you. So Adobe actually looks fucking really good. Hold on. So let's go ahead and let's reroute. Let's tell a story here. You had a box right there. You punched through the box. You retested the box. That's 347.50. And then you've got a box that you're currently in. It's Box City, baby. I don't know how that's going to look. We're going to the 4 hour. Okay, so there we go. Ooh, that actually looks kind of good. Girl. Yeah, that looks good. Fuck yeah. Okay, so I would say there's a good solid entry. Should I start doing this more? I thought I should do this, but then I was like, maybe that's too much. But like a long position right there, and then obviously you got to make sure your shit's good. But like, look at that. That's a good little play right there. I'm gonna start doing that more. Lulu's earnings. Lulu has earnings. It's not a play. I am in Neo. They have downside at 5.5, but then I saw they have earnings this week. They do have earnings this week. Are you watching me? No, don't put my face up. I don't want to look at me. I don't want to see my angles. All right. AO, yeah, I know AO has earnings as well. I already bought a few contracts on AO. This one has a lot of consolidation. I like that a lot. The weekly time frame has beautiful empty space. If we can get a great expansion move, I'm looking at a $15 target directly up above us with runners going into the 1560s. That's what I'm looking at. My theory here is backed up by the fact that the weekly candle did bounce off at the top at 1225 and is consolidating going into earnings. Oh, I did. I left the light off and the DoorDash driver still came up. Oh, I should pull it up and see if he got scared. Just kind of impulsively bought these because I got a sweet tooth. You heard they suck? Yeah, I heard they suck too. Maybe we'll do a mukbang after this. This is the sticker that came on the front. Looks like it's pinching nipples. There you go, chat. My streamer now. There you go. I did it. I did it. All right. Do I like douching or docusing? The fuck is docusing? Vanica? C3 AI? Okay. Now I do like that one with the empty space. Like that one, that one's good. But here's what you haven't done. You got to get above 1766 on the weekly. I actually don't hate that one. I think I think that's one to write down or one to put on your watch list for sure. Taste test. Let me finish the recording first. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna set an alert on the 1768. Would I play a lottery ticket on Fly? Do you have any beginner stocks to grow a small account? So that's going to fluctuate, Dix. 16. Dixie 1. Oh, I didn't read that right. Dixie 16. Yeah, so that's, I mean, yes, there are a good list of stocks. You have like Coke or Ford, or let's see here, Disney is a good one, Starbucks is a good one, um, PLTR used to be a good one, TSLL is a good one. So like you have some stocks that yes are really really good. Docusing Docu. Okay, here you go. My guys are on. Oh shit. What was the top of the box on Adobe? On AI it was 1881. On Adobe it was 363.39. All right. What's the watch list looking like right now? I got Lulu, Neo, PLTR, IBM, TSL, or Tesla, SMCI. Stop looking at me. Damn. I look young. That's because I'm mogging. See, whenever you come in here and I'm mogging on my Sigma grind set, you kind of fuck up the vibes. You know? You are the vibes. Do I have runners for no? For Neo, yes, I do. Fake accounts of you are messaging me. Thank you, Scumville resident. All right, let me take a peek real quick and see if I can see one of them. Potter stock, Potter spot. Yeah, by the way, I will never message you with any sort of shit. Don't have any copy trading programs. There are no shortcuts, so don't be dumb. All right. Am I bullish on Tesla or PLTR? We'll be honest with you, Neeler. I am. So I'm with the facts here. Okay. The fact of the matter is that Tesla keeps rejecting this overhead time after time. And this overhead has been responsible for where Tesla falls and retest or where Tesla rips. And we have seen an attempt to get above that. And so I'm banking that if we can get above the current high that we're dealing with now, that will be our break point, and you will have a solid target to the upside at 381. So I do like that, but I'm in a read and react scenario because all of the levels that buyers should be holding, buyers have been losing, including this one, including that one. You lose too many of these, and I would say right now 327 is kind of where I'm like, all right, now we're going to be heading down, and we could be looking as far as 380 or 371. So, all right, guys. Hey, where are the cookies? Oh, I did that one already. Trip. Boyfriend is nagging to watch 28 Years Later. Love your vibe. I'll definitely tune in again. Tell your boyfriend, gang, gang. That movie was kind of interesting. Y'all have a great night. I will be live tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. Eastern time. Said her boyfriend's nagging her. Let's go. My fiance is right, or my wife. My wife. Sorry, it happened fast. She forced me into it. All right. INTC. Just kidding. I love my wife so much. I love her so much. Come give me a kiss. Tell your boyfriend to lock in on Potter stocks. Yeah, dude. I'll give you 28 years later. All right, 2632 is your break point for INTC, period. All right, I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording here. That was a good live hour.